The sun blazed over the Afghan ruins of Bagram. An archaeologist brushed away centuries of dust, searching for a story lost to time. Weeks of digging had yielded only fragments, pottery, stones, hints of a vanished world. Then, her brush struck something different, a flat, round object. She lifted it, cleaned it, and revealed a face. A king with a long beard and a tall hat. On the reverse, a god stared back. It was a gold coin, gleaming with history. This was more than currency. It was a key to a forgotten empire. The coin spoke of power, wealth, and a civilization that once connected East and West. The king was a Kushan Emperor, ruler of a vast realm over 2,000 years ago. The Kushans, mysterious and mighty, stood at the crossroads of Rome and China. They mastered the Silk Roads, controlling the flow of goods and ideas. This coin was proof of their reach and their riches. The archaeologist felt the weight of history in her palm. The Kushan Empire, once as powerful as Rome or China, is now a shadow in our memory. Why did this great civilization vanish from our history books? How did they rise to such heights? This single coin was the start of a journey to rediscover the lost world of the Kushans. Their art, their ideas, and their global connections wait to be uncovered. The past is never truly lost. It waits for someone to listen. In the dust of Bagram, the story of the Kushans was ready to be told again. The coin was a message across millennia. It was a window to a world that shaped the ancient globe. The search for the Kushans had begun. Their legacy, hidden in the earth, was about to be revealed. The journey into the heart of a lost empire starts here. The Kushan story began not in palaces but on the open grasslands of Central Asia. They were the Yuezhi, nomads, horsemen, survivors of the endless steppe. Life was harsh, but it forged them into fierce warriors. When powerful rivals forced them from their homeland, the Yuezhi migrated south and west. Their journey was epic, across mountains, deserts, and battlefields. Along the way, they transformed from herders into conquerors. They learned from every culture they encountered, adapting and evolving. Eventually they reached Bactria, modern Afghanistan and beyond, a land rich in history and opportunity. Here, Greek culture lingered from Alexander's conquests. The Yuezhi conquered Bactria and settled, dividing into 5 tribes. Among them, the Kushana tribe rose to prominence. They saw the potential of their new home, a crossroads of trade and culture. Kujula Kadphises emerged as a visionary leader. He united the tribes using both diplomacy and force. Declaring himself the first Kushan king, he founded a new dynasty. The Kushans were no longer nomads, they were empire builders. Their strategic location gave them access to the Silk Roads. They were poised to become a major power in the ancient world. From humble beginnings, the Kushans were ready to shape history. Their rise was just the beginning of a remarkable story. The world would soon know their name. The steppe had given birth to an empire. The Kushans were ready to take their place on the world stage. Their journey from tents to throne was complete. The age of the Kushans had begun. Their legacy would echo across continents. The world was about to change. The Kushans were here. The Kushan Empire was a crossroads of cultures. They ruled over Greeks, Indians, Iranians, and Chinese, embracing diversity, not erasing it. Their cities buzzed with many languages and beliefs. On Kushan coins, gods from Greece, Iran, and India appeared side by side. Buddhism flourished, but so did other faiths. The Kushans built temples and monasteries for all, creating rare religious harmony. This tolerance united their vast, multicultural realm. They used the Greek alphabet for their own language, Bactrian, a practical choice for governance. The Kushans borrowed the best from every culture, blending customs and ideas. Their art, known as Gandharan, fused Greek realism with Indian spirituality. Statues of the Buddha resembled Greek gods with flowing robes and lifelike faces. This unique style spread across Asia, shaping Buddhist imagery for centuries. The Kushan Empire was a living bridge between worlds. Its art and ideas were proof of the creative power of cultural exchange. In the markets and temples of Kushan cities, East met West every day. The empire's strength was its openness. The Kushans showed that diversity could be a source of unity. Their legacy is a testament to the beauty of blending worlds. The Kushan Empire was more than a kingdom, it was a global experiment. Its echoes still shape our world. The Kushans made the ancient world smaller and richer than ever before. The Kushan Empire rose under a line of remarkable rulers. Kujula Kadphises united the tribes and laid the foundation for a new dynasty. He transformed nomads into nation builders, expanding into Pakistan and northern India. His son, Bhima Kadphises, was the great organizer. Vima introduced high-quality gold coins matching the Roman standard, making the Kushans a major economic power. His coins, bearing his portrait, traveled across continents. Vima expanded the empire and consolidated its wealth. Then came Kanishka the Great, the empire's golden age. Kanishka was a conqueror and a visionary. He pushed the empire's borders deep into India and Central Asia. But his true genius was cultural. Kanishka moved the capital to Purushapura, making it a center of learning and trade. He championed Buddhism, organizing a great council that shaped the faith's future. Under his rule, Mahayana Buddhism spread across Asia. Kanishka's support for art, religion, and scholarship united his diverse empire. He understood that power was more than armies, it was ideas. The Kushan Empire became a beacon of civilization. Its rulers built not just cities, but a legacy of tolerance and creativity. The Kushans showed the world how to forge unity from diversity. Their empire was a model for the ages. The Kushan story is one of vision, ambition, and enduring influence. Every empire needs a heart. Purushapura was the Kushans' shining capital. Today's Peshawar, it once controlled the vital Khyber Pass, gateway between India and Central Asia. The city thrived with merchants, monks, and scholars from across the world. Its architecture blended Greek columns, Persian motifs, and Indian designs, a mirror of Kushan society. The city's crowning glory was the Kanishka Stupa, a colossal Buddhist monument. Ancient travelers described it as towering over 150 meters, glittering with jewels and copper discs. The stupa housed sacred relics of the Buddha, making Purushapura a major pilgrimage site. Monks and pilgrims journeyed thousands of miles to visit. The stupa was not just a religious symbol, it was a center for learning and debate. Buddhist ideas radiated from here along the Silk Roads. Though the stupa is gone, its base and Kanishka's relic casket remain, a direct link to the city's glory. Purushapura was a testament to the Kushans' creativity and devotion. Its wonders drew the world together. The city's legacy lives on in the ruins and relics unearthed today. Purushapura was more than a capital, it was the soul of an empire. Here, the Kushans built a city for the ages. Its memory endures in the stones and stories left behind. The wonders of Purushapura remind us of a lost golden age. The Kushan Empire thrived on trade. Its land sat astride the Silk Roads connecting Rome and China. The Kushans were the middlemen of the ancient world, controlling the flow of goods and ideas. They made trade safe, patrolling roads, protecting caravans, and building rest stops. Merchants could travel from China to Persia under Kushan protection. The empire's unified tax and coinage systems made commerce easy and profitable. Kushan gold coins became an international currency, trusted from Rome to China. This economic power knit their diverse lands into a single marketplace. Silk from China, glass and wine from Rome, spices and gems from India, all passed through Kushan hands. The wealth from trade built cities, armies, and art. Markets overflowed with goods and languages from across the world. The Silk Roads were the empire's lifeblood, pumping riches into its heart. The Kushans understood that prosperity came from connection, not conquest. Their cities became cosmopolitan centers of exchange. The empire's stability made it a magnet for merchants and travelers. Trade was the engine of Kushan greatness. The Silk Roads made the world smaller, and the Kushans richer. Their legacy is written in gold coins and bustling markets. The Kushans turned geography into destiny. Their empire was built on the promise of exchange. The Kushan Empire was more than a marketplace, it was a channel for ideas, art, and innovation. The Kushans connected civilizations, creating a truly globalized ancient world. They absorbed and shared ideas, shaping a new shared culture. Gandharan art, born under the Kushans, gave the Buddha a human face for the first time. This style spread along the Silk Roads, influencing art from China to Japan. The Kushans were key to Buddhism's journey across Asia. Emperors like Kanishka sponsored monasteries and sent missionaries along trade routes. Buddhist teachings traveled with merchants, reaching new lands. The Kushans provided the peace and prosperity that allowed these ideas to flourish. Even our number system may owe its spread to the Kushans, who needed it for trade and taxes. Their networks helped revolutionary ideas travel westward. The Kushans were at the center of a great exchange of knowledge. Their impact is still felt in art, religion, and science. The world we know was shaped by their openness. The Kushans proved that borders could be bridges. Their legacy is global, not just local. The Kushan Empire was a catalyst for change. Their story is the story of connection. the world became smaller and richer because of them. For 2 centuries, the Kushan Empire was a pillar of stability, but change swept the ancient world. The rise of the Sasanian dynasty in Persia brought war and loss of territory. Prolonged conflict drained the Kushan treasury and weakened their armies. Drought and famine struck Central Asia, causing unrest and hardship. The plague of Cyprian, a deadly pandemic, spread along the same trade routes that once brought wealth. Population fell, cities shrank, and the empire's strength ebbed. As central power faded, local leaders asserted independence. The empire fractured into smaller kingdoms. Economic troubles showed in the declining gold content of their coins. Internal divisions left them vulnerable to new invaders from the north. The Kidarites and White Huns swept in, conquering the last Kushan lands. The once great empire shrank to a handful of minor kingdoms. By the mid-4th century, the Kushans had faded from history. Their cities fell to ruin and the Silk Roads grew perilous. The world they connected began to drift apart. The Golden Age was over. The Kushan Empire became a memory, buried beneath centuries of dust. Their story was nearly lost. But their legacy endured, waiting to be rediscovered. Why did the Kushans fade from memory? They left few written records and their language vanished. Their story was told by others, often incompletely or with bias. The Kushans were a blend of cultures, hard to fit into any single nation's history. Their legacy was shared by many, claimed by none. Yet their influence endures. The spread of Buddhism across Asia owes much to Kushan protection and patronage. Gandharan art set the standard for Buddhist imagery everywhere. Every Buddha statue echoes their creativity. The Kushans showed the world the power of peaceful exchange. Their gold coin, found in Afghan dust, is a reminder of forgotten greatness. History is full of lost chapters. This is one worth remembering. The Kushans were masters of connection, tolerance, and creativity. Their story teaches us that our world has always been linked. The past whispers through their relics, calling us to remember. The Kushans may be forgotten, but their legacy lives on. Their golden age still shines if we choose to see it.